How much that? What are we doing? Good.
First of all, Amerson, quick update.
He practiced today, did some drill work, no contact. He passed his test, and he'll be tested every day and go through the protocol. And if he passes the test each day, he should be ready to go.
Could you explain your decision not to make Coach Burns available this week?
Say again?
Could you explain your decision not to make Coach Burns available this week?
He's not available any week. We do that with all our assistant coaches unless there's something that a guy that you want to highlight or something like that, which we've talked about through the years. So same thing I did with Danny, same thing I've done with all our assistant coaches. If anybody has maybe something they want to do with a hometown or something like that, we do that so people can concentrate on their job.
And after a game in which the special teams played a particular role, in which he's yet to give his side of a 15-yard penalty.
Well, you can ask me any of those questions. That's what I'm here for, to answer any questions that you'd like. That's why I have a press conference every day. If you'd like to ask me a question on special teams.
I'd like to ask Coach Burns a question on special teams.
I understand that. But we've explained that before, so we don't have to go through this every time you want an assistant coach. We're going to let them concentrate on their job, and hopefully we can have a good game against Chicago. Now, if we started out the year differently, and then I would let Keith, talk to you guys. But we made a decision that's the direction we're going to go, and we've done that since I've been here. Same thing with Danny when he was here. You want to talk to Danny after a couple tough games. Danny didn't talk to you then?
Well, we did talk to Danny a couple times last year.
Well, anyway.
Julius Peppers only has one sack this year. Their defensive unit doesn't have a whole lot. Is there anything that he's maybe doing a little bit differently than years past, or is that just byproduct of all the injuries they have?
Well, I'm just hoping that after this game he still only has one sack. Yeah, very talented player, and they've had a couple guys go down. Those guys should be ready for us, at least two guys, and two very, very good defensive players that should be back this week.
Could you please share a few thoughts on Fred Davis, his role currently, how you see his role going forward? Is it a health thing? He's not playing as much. What's going on with him?
We got 4 tight ends that we believe are football players in the National Football League, and each week it could change. We could have 3 guys up. We could have 4 guys up. Each week we've had 4, and it all depends on who practices great during the week. We're going to play our best players. Fred has come off an injury. Jordan Reed has really stepped up, especially in the passing game. He's gotten more reps and has really taken advantage of that opportunity. And we're going to evaluate these guys week by week, and whoever practices the best and performs the best in practice will usually get that opportunity in the game.
Does Fred look like he's moving as well as he was before the injury?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was that setback after that. Forgot what game it was on the last play when he hurt himself. It took him a few days to recover from that, but besides that, his health is pretty good.
For what you guys want to do in offense, is it hard to incorporate 2 pass-catching tight ends in a lot of different formations?
Anytime you've got talent, that's what you want. You want depth, and that's what I feel like we have. We have some depth at that position. We've got a lot of guys competing, guys that can do both, guys that can block, guys that can catch, and that's why we kind of go through the week and determine who has the best practice and who can help us that week. And sometimes it'll be a scheme, sometimes it'll be just a matchup, and all depends on the team we're facing.
Mike, with Griffin running for 77 yards, he said yesterday, and showing that additional burst, he said yesterday the Cowboys started to defend you guys a little bit differently from the second quarter on. They had Sean Lee spying him. Do you feel like that is something that –
Well, first of all, they didn't have Sean Lee spying us.
Okay.
They played man free, and the 2 linebackers were free. Whenever way the back went off, that linebacker took that guy man-to-man. The other guy just was in the area. Then they played 3 deep zones. So it wasn't a spy. It was just the type of defense that they run.
Well, with that type of performance, do you think that on a going-forward basis teams are now going to start game planning more for Robert than they have in the previous 4 games?
Well, I think everybody will approach Robert differently, but you got to get ready for a quarterback that has the ability to run and pass. There's no question about that. I think everybody could see that made a couple plays with his legs, so he is able to make plays where you couldn't really see that in the first 4 games. And so, yeah, I think anytime you have a quarterback that can do a few things, it puts a lot more pressure on the defense.
We've seen Perry Riley's responsibilities seem like they've been expanded. He's been moved around a couple bit. Can you just talk about the growth that you've seen in him and what he's enabled you all to do with his maturity?
Yeah, Perry is, he's a worker. He's got a lot of athletic ability, his speed, his quickness, his toughness, and you want to keep him on the field as much as you can. And as he gets more experience being a veteran player, we can expand his role. But if it's blitzing or if it's one-on-one in coverage, he's kind of has the ability to do it all. And so he's a playmaker, and he just feels more comfortable every time he's out there, and he's a big plus for our defensive football team.
Jay obviously had a lot of success under you in Denver. Is there something Trestman is kind of doing that you've identified that's kind of gotten him back to the success that he had under you? Anything different that jumps out at you?
Well, you can see they're not, even though they do go downfield, they have a short passing game as well. That looks a little different than what I remember from the past. But, yeah, everybody's got a little different flair on how they deal with the quarterback. You can see Jay right now feels very comfortable within their system, and he's doing a good job.
Mike, if my memory serves correct, you guys drafted Brandon Marshall, I think, in the 4th round. Mm-hmm. What did you see of him coming out of college, and how have you seen his development to where he is now? Yeah,
we had Doomerville that – we had him, we had Brandon and Nixon. That was three guys in the 4th round that turned out being pretty good football players. But Champ Bailey came up to me after the first mini camp we had, and he said, "What did this guy do? How come he lasted to the 4th round?" That was after the first day of one-on-one. He said he had to do something bad because there's no way this guy could last to the 4th round. So that's what our players thought about Brandon the first time they had one-on-one. You can always see his speed on film. He did play free safety the year before. Then after the year at free safety, he went to wide receiver. You didn't see all that speed unless you worked him out one-on-one. But he's a very talented, very strong. You have a hard time bumping him because with his strength, DBs usually just bounce off of him. So one of the reasons why he's had so much success.
Mike, when a guy like Jordan Reed has a couple breakout games, has played the way he has, is there an adjustment for a young player as defenses start to recognize him, recognize his talent, and kind of focus on maybe taking him away as well as you go into a game?
Well, anytime somebody takes somebody away, especially if it's a tight end, usually you have to double team them. And if you do, then you open up somebody else, and that's what you want. You want to have many weapons as you can. But, most people will try to put a corner or maybe a big safety on a guy, and hopefully with their athletic ability cover a guy like that.
And how does he have to deal with that once that attention starts to come?
Well, he's got a lot of confidence in himself, and we got a lot of confidence in him that not too many people can cover him one-on-one. He's got some size, he's got some strength, he knows how to set up people, running routes, and for a rookie, that's a little bit unusual. What else? Okay, thanks.